So today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on Mercedes-Benz Club Black, and in this video I'm also going to be going over the deodorant stick. Now, the reason why I have this deodorant stick is because it actually comes in a set. You get this 100ml eau de toilette bottle and this deodorant stick for $44 currently on Fragrance Net. I saw this pop up, and that is a great deal. The price on this one has been going up, and really the only place I was seeing it at discounters was on Fragrance X, and I believe that was for $60+ just for the 100ml bottle. And I think it was even going up to somewhere around $70 last time I looked. And that's getting up there pretty far for a Mercedes-Benz fragrance. But again, Fragrance Net currently has this one for $44. I would scoop that up while you can. $44 plus you get this nice deodorant stick. I'll tell you a little bit later on in the video if I think this is nice to have around and if it's any good. And like I've said before, I've never had any sort of interest in fragrance deodorants. Never once purchased one. This is the only one I have. So if you want to see me cover these more, maybe I can do like deodorant reviews and that sort of thing here of popular fragrances, let me know down below, because these I think could be kind of interesting, and honestly I have some good things to say about this, and we'll get to that in a minute. So first off, the scent itself, the Eau de Toilette Club Black. This one has incense, benzoin, and vanilla as some of the main notes in this one. This is one of the best designer vanilla fragrances that I've smelled. When you go over to the niche side of things, then it gets a bit harder for this one to hold up. But when you're talking about designers, especially when you can get this one for $45, this one is unbeatable. You get a little bit of a smoky aspect. You get a nice creamy, boozy vanilla. The benzoin is also very strong, also giving you a vanillic touch, and also ambroxan. It's more of a fuzzier, sweeter, kind of smooth amber or ambroxan that's used in here in the base, along with those sweet vanilla notes, just to give it that added touch of depth. And really that's what this one is all about for me. It's all about that vanilla. You'll find that when you first spray this one on, the quality immediately jumps off your skin and smells incredible. It doesn't smell cheap, it doesn't smell synthetic, and for a Mercedes-Benz fragrance, a car designer brand, this smells really good, not only in scent, but in terms of quality as well. Very smooth, and the notes do work together really well in this one. Now there's a bit of a woody facet that you get hidden in the base of this one, and that does help to give it just a little bit of a masculine touch. When you're talking about vanilla, you're going to have something that's going to be pretty gender neutral, right? Vanilla is vanilla, depending on how it's used. Sure, it can smell more feminine than others, but a lot of times when you're talking about a vanilla scent, you don't usually get a masculine one, right? Especially on the niche side of fragrances where they're not necessarily going for, something geared towards men or women. They're just, creating a scent, and that's what it is. Because this one is a designer brand, essentially, and it is one that's going to be marketed more to the masses, they do a good job of just giving it a little bit of a masculine touch. And again, partly is coming from the woodiness, and also I find that the smoky incense in here lends with that masculine touch a little bit. Jasmine is listed in here as a base note. I don't pick up on too much of it, so it's not like a really floral scent. Maybe you just get a touch, but again, that is not the main player here. Bergamot listed as a top note, and I don't really get too much of that either. Maybe a little bit of a fresh, sparkling pop right when you first spray it on, but that does dissipate pretty quickly. Performance on my skin is also really good, and that's another reason why this is a great bang for your buck scent. Longevity is right around that 7-8 hour plus mark. Really good, it'll stay on your skin a long time, especially for an eau de toilette. Projection is also pretty solid. It's not a room filler, but it is one that will announce itself off your skin. So all around, really good performance here from this one. And again, when you're talking about fragrances from brands like this, sometimes performance can be hit or miss. This one's really nice for fall and winter time, the cooler months. It can be worn in spring, it can even be worn in summer evenings, but I think fall and winter is when this one shines the most. That boozy vanilla really comes through and smells great in the cold air. Now let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. That is the deodorant stick. Now, one thing I want to say about this deodorant is that it is a deodorant and not an antiperspirant. So if you're someone who is a heavy sweater, you really sweat, you really have, odor when you sweat, and you want something to really tame down that scent, this is probably not going to be the best for you, because again, it's just a deodorant. It'll do its best to kind of cover up the odor, but what you really want is an antiperspirant, and that's something that will of course help kind of block up the sweat glands or pores in your armpit or whatever it is. I'm not a deodorant expert, but I do use an antiperspirant every day, and that will help neutralize the odor and also just help keep you from sweating. So if you're someone who does sweat a lot, you're probably still going to want to stick with the antiperspirant. If you're someone who doesn't sweat a lot, or maybe you're just chilling around the house that day, you're not really going out and doing anything to sweat, something like this, just a regular old deodorant, will be nice for you. And another thing that you can do with this one is rub it on the insides of your wrist to give it a little bit of a scent. Now that's what I did here, just so I can smell it as I talk about it, so I'm not sniffing my armpit like a crazy person on camera. So that's something you can do, spray the Eau de Toilette on your skin, on your neck area, and do a couple dabs of this on your wrists or wherever, or even on your neck as well, as almost like a solid cologne. That's one way you could use this, I found. So the way this operates is pretty cool. The cap unscrews, it does not pull off, so that's something you'll want to be aware of when you pull this one out of the box. Now when it does come out, you do have this little plastic cover on top. Pull that off, and then you are left with the deodorant itself. It's kind of clear, like that. And when you smell it just from the deodorant itself, it does have a bit of a spicy kick. Spiciness, sexiness, and you do get that Club Black smell right off the bat. Now it's when you apply this one on skin that you can really start to pick up on more of the sweeter aspects of it, more of that vanilla, less of that fresh spiciness that comes across when you smell it directly. Now this isn't a perfect match to the Eau de Toilette, but it does get you shockingly close. When I got this, I was not by any means necessarily excited about it. I'm like, okay, a deodorant, who really cares? But after trying this, seeing how close it was, and kind of been able to test it and see the different uses that you can have with this, I'm kind of pumped about it. I think this is pretty cool. Something you can throw in your gym bag, use after. Something that you can apply like a solid cologne along with the Eau de Toilette itself. You have quite a bit of uses here. Now for me personally, I don't sweat that heavily. I'm not someone that just sweats buckets. But I have been wearing this as a deodorant, and I can tell you that it does a pretty good job of neutralizing the odor. Now, it's not going to work as good as an antiperspirant like I said earlier, but just as a regular deodorant stick, it does pretty good, I have to say, not half bad. And it's also worth noting that this is alcohol-free, so it shouldn't give you any sort of irritation. All around, I'm really impressed with this deodorant stick. Works great, smells great, and is a nice little companion to have with the Eau de Toilette. Again, it all comes in this set for $44, $45 on FragranceNet. That's the cheapest that I can find the Eau de Toilette for. And essentially, it's like getting a free deodorant stick with it, because the prices on this one have been a lot higher, $60, $70 plus dollars. So make sure you jump on it while you can. Hit that link down below, and it'll take you right to FragranceNet. Use the code RENG7 for 35% off. That's how you'll get to that $44. And if you want me to do any more deodorant reviews or spotlights, let me know in the comments as well, or leave a like on this video so I kind of notice that you like this. And I'll pick up some more of these deodorants if I can grab them by themselves. I think you can, some of them, some fragrances out there, the popular ones, you can get them. So if you want to see that, let me know. I think I'm going to pick up some of my favorites anyway, just to try them out, because after this one, I'm kind of intrigued. That's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.